Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 41. Woo. Holy smokes. Of the Super 80s podcast, friend. We are a TV theme song explorer with one mission, and that is to analyze every single 1980s TV theme song. Song. We love all of them. Good, bad. I mean, we don't love them all.
We don't love them all.
We love taking part in listening to all of them.
Yes.
Speaking of loving us or kind of loving us, if you would like and subscribe where you listen to podcasts, it helps us in our goal of becoming retired, semi-professional podcasters who hang out in this little basement with Conky and have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What else do I got? Hey, also reach out to us with questions, comments, observations, mistakes we've made, jokes. We love hearing from you. We're on Facebook, Instagram.
Oh, Threads. Yeah.
And email at super80spodcastfriend@gmail.com. By the way, I'm John.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Peter.
And we like to start out our show with a drink. Ryan, what's in your glass?
I've got a beer. It's Lakefront IPA.
Fantastic. Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee.
And I've got a Surly Furious IPA.
Minneapolis?
I actually don't know.
Yeah.
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 And I have a Revolution Anti-Hero out of Chicago. We've got 3 states. We're located in Wisconsin. We've got Illinois and our Minnesota neighbors.
Got a little beer blanket just wrapped around us here statewide.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of Milwaukee, listeners, the Super 80s podcast friend host, we went on a field trip a while back.
Yeah.
We took a field trip to go, and this has an 80s connection.
Sure.
We went to go see ZZ Top. Well, you know, and there's actually a legit connection because a bunch of episodes ago, Anonymous Statistician pointed out the glitter on old lady grandma hats.
Yes, I remember that.
Yep.
And everybody in ZZ Top, or all 3 of them,
they were bedazzled up.
They bedazzled the shit out of those
They were bedazzled up. It would be...
There's some fancy jackets.
Yeah, and pants, and shoes.
Yep.
The only thing that wasn't bedazzled was the beards.
Well, every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man.
It's true.
Yep.
It's one way to sharpen it up, too.
Hey, speaking of catching up on stuff like this, do you guys have any retractions, announcements, areas of concern?
No.
If you need a little help, our last episode was our 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
What is that? There's like in the wedding world, there's like 40th anniversary. Is that like your opal, ruby?
Sequin?
Lace?
Ruby, so we're like Paul Stanley now.
Corduroy?
Satins and lace.
Leather. It's leather.
Our last episode was Who's the Boss. Prior to that was Empty Nest, and then Hardcastle and McCormick. Nothing?
Nothing.
No. I can't remember that.
Well, I got a few things. I've got some. First of all, I have a retraction. Way back on our March Madness episode, I omitted Perfect Strangers from the bracket.
Oh,
I can't believe that.
It was not intentional, and I apologize.
As you should.
Because is the competition even legitimate now?
We might have to redo that next year.
Okay.
Let's give that little retraction apology. Retraction apology. Anonymous Statistician pointed out that in the Hardcastle and McCormick episode, we saw 2 videos, and in neither of those opening sequences did we mention the font, which we normally do.
Yeah. I recall that it was yellow.
Maybe. Tom in Illinois says, quote, "Fackin' love Hardcastle and McCormick. That was a fun one, so he shared it with a friend of his in Madison, Wisconsin, who has a car toy from when he was a kid of the Coyote."
Oh, nice.
And he sent in a picture.
Outstanding.
Nice.
Thanks, Tom, for sharing that. Also, Hardcastle and McCormick, our lowest listened to show ever. I was looking at the numbers today. Yeah. Not significantly lower, but a solid 15% below any other show.
Well, I kind of feel like just like the show in the ratings, right? Like you had some options on your podcast, and you say Hardcastle McCormick, swipe left.
Who's the boss? Passed it in like day 2 of after it was released.
Yeah. But I mean, some of the shows that are the weirdest ones are like the most fun episodes that we do.
And that's our message to you, dear listeners.
Correct.
Don't be afraid to listen to a show that you've never watched back in the day, because we haven't watched half of these either.
Or even a show you straight up dislike.
Yeah. You're still going to enjoy us.
The deep
right?
cuts. The deep cuts are sometimes the funnest.
Absolutely. All right, so that was that. A couple other quick things. This is also from Anonymous Statistician, and this is about Empty Nest. He said, I believe we mentioned, hey, this is our first time having Bell's Two-Hearted. He said, this is actually the 4th time Bell's Two-Hearted has been, his words, drunked on the show. The other was Punky Brewster for all 3 of you. He also, I believe on Empty Nest, we said, welcome to the podcast, Leon Russell. And he said, no, that's your second Leon Russell reference. First time was Facts of Life.
Good one.
A couple other stats, and then we're good for today. He said, this is in reference to me, John, you haven't said if you are new to the show since Airwolf episode 29.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
In the 20 episodes prior to that, you said it 115 times. Pete said it once. Your average was 4.14 times per episode. Your high count was He-Man with 8. We have not said, quote, not expert since Airwolf. It was said 33 times in 29 episodes with a high count on Dallas of 6 times. And then he writes, I assume that means you all are now experts.
We're not experts.
So that's that. I think that's
Pretty funny.
plenty for today.
Those are
Thank
some
you.
good stats.
Thanks for sending that in,
Yeah.
Anonymous Statistician, Tom from Chicago, and everybody else who happens to ramble fascinating stuff to us.
Love it.
Oh, that was some great catch up. That leaves one thing. It's our buddy Conky.
Ooh.
Hey.
Let's find out
Conky.
what we're listening to today.
Hey, Conky.
Ready to assist you. Pee-wee.
Morning, Conky.
What's today's secret word?
Today's secret word is press your luck.
Speaking of low ratings.
Man.
Well, if you're new to the show, we
Definitely not
Let's start
experts,
with-
but I'm pretty sure I like this show.
we start with memories. We haven't had a game show for a while. Anonymous
Yeah.
Statistician, I'm guessing after this airs, will let us know.
We'll correct that.
What have we had for just? I know we've had
Love Connection, does that count as a
Yeah.
game show?
ish.
Yeah.
Is that it?
It might be it.
No.
Not experts.
I think that's it.
Hey, you might be right.
Okay, fine. What else?
If you think of it, Engineer Pete, let us know. Let's share some memories of the 80s game show Press Your Luck. Ryan?
I liked the show. It just kind of reminds me of being sick as a kid. Like, you're just like watching daytime TV. It's sort of like how your Price is Right is sort of ingrained in a lot of
Yeah.
kids' memories.
You're eating saltine crackers, drinking 7-Up.
Yeah, it just has that same weird feel, and of course the tagline, right? The no whammies. This is the no whammy show, I think.
This is No Whammies.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I remember watching it. I have no. Do you either of you know, like, before Conky zaps some stuff into Pete's brain? Do you like what's the point of the show?
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
walk us through what you got.
So, let me think about this. So,
You take your time.
I'll do the best that I can. I mean, the point is to get the most money, right? And you have to. There's a question, and you have to get the answer. Yes. And then
This is
if you
great
get it
podcasting.
wrong, you get the whammy guy, but you can't get 3 whammies or you're
Is the
out.
whammy guy red?
Yeah.
Is he like a little?
Right. And you can also land on the no whammies guy, I think, right?
Is it digital, or is there like a little Muppet on the screen?
No. I think they did have a digital guy, but they had little like cardboard thing that
Are
came
you
up.
making this up? You're telling me that this sounds completely inaccurate. So you got to answer a bunch of questions.
I'm about 40%. My belief that I'm correct is about 40% on some of this stuff.
Yeah,
But I'm definitely right about the cardboard insert coming up. I'll guarantee
cardboard.
it. Cardboard. It's definitely cardboard.
Does he look like the Noid from Domino's Pizza fame?
Yeah, that's my recollection.
We're selling Noid T-shirts on our website. Super 80s podcast friend. It's got the Noid and
You should just say Super 80s Podcast, no whammies.
and the press. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm picturing he kind of looked. What was that? Do you remember the movie Ghoulies?
Ghoulies.
Oh,
It was an 80s
I feel like
pseudo
that was something
horror
I probably
movie.
thought was really cool back then,
Yeah, I
but
think
now I bet it's a terrible movie.
I'm guessing I think I remember in the preview the ghoulie he came out of the toilet.
Yeah. They had like a big wide smile with a lot of sharp teeth.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was picturing the Domino's Pizza Avoid the Noid guy.
That's what I was talking about. Then I
Yeah.
took a little right turn onto ghoulies.
Yeah.
You guys
What did the
remember
Ghoulies
Mad
guy look
Balls?
like?
I'll pull up a picture because that's good podcasting.
Yeah. People love that.
Well, so Ryan, you are fairly right on a lot of things.
40%.
Well, so here, let me quick find a picture of the ghoulie thing, and then we're gonna get some info from Pete. Ghoulies.
Ghoulies
Ghoulies was a 1985 horror movie.
Not to be confused with Goonies.
No. Oh yeah. Listeners, pause.
I
Pause
don't
the
know who
show.
you're telling to pause. Like,
Pause the show, listeners, and look at the ghoulie.
What?
it was a great movie.
He's great. We have a Ghoulies T-shirt now on our website.
Grant, he's like he's green, little green
Little
bald
guy.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, while we were pulling up the ghoulie and talking about the Domino's Pizza Avoid the Noid, Conky and Pete have a symbiotic relationship. He just zapped some info into Pete's brain. Pete passed out for a little bit. We poured a full can of
Pabst.
in him. He's ready to share some information about what show is this?
Press your
Press
luck.
your luck.
No whammies.
All right, this aired on CBS from 83 to 86. It was a daily show, so there's 761 episodes.
Whoa! I'm gonna binge that this weekend.
Wowza.
It was hosted by Peter Tamarkin, and Roddy was the announcer.
Yeah.
Legend.
I don't know if it aired at the same time through that whole run, but it originally aired. It was 10:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
What network?
CBS.
All right.
And so there was 2 question rounds and 2 spin rounds. So during the trivia round, they answered questions to earn the spins.
Okay. There you go.
And they called them spins, but the spins
Ryan's
were really
wise.
like this board with like a grid kind of, and like different squares would light up, and then you'd press a button to kind of stop the light. And so spaces on the board would be like cash prizes, extra spins, or the whammy.
Yeah.
And the whammy, then there would be like a little cartoon of him like
Yes.
getting smashed or something. Yeah, and I think some of them were like plays on popular culture, like Liberace or Boy George or something,
nice.
you know.
Yes. This,
Nice.
But I think he
Absolutely.
always met like some kind of Wile E. Coyote kind of demise where he'd get smashed by a hammer or something.
Awesome. Yes.
That is fantastic.
And so spinning a whammy though eliminated all cash and prizes accumulated. So
Oh, shit.
like they would
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
like when you're going, you could go and win prizes. That's where you could press your luck. You know, do you keep going or do you stop with
Yeah.
what you have?
So it is a trivia-based show.
It is trivia, but then also with this luck-based whammy thing.
Genius.
But yes, during the trivia round, there was a whammy card
Okay.
that I think popped up from, I don't know if they're standing at podiums or what, but
Yeah, it's like they are sitting on like podiums and it would come
Yes.
up.
Oh, I thought the red guy you were saying was cardboard.
no.
It's like a cardboard of the red guy.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like a
on the
cardboard
card, the
picture
little-
of
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
So like they would
Gotcha.
get a whammy and it would be like it would come up.
You're wise.
You got some weird things locked up in
I
that
have
head.
terrible memory except for the useless things.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Proud of
speaking
you.
of amazing, there's been a couple documentaries on this, so you can check out this story if you want. In 1984, an unemployed ice cream truck driver from Ohio named Michael Larson applied to be on the show. Now, as an unemployed ice cream truck driver, this guy had seen some episodes of Press Your Luck and realized that the random cycling of the lights might not be random.
No
God,
way.
He's like Rain Man.
So
He's
with
like,
his VCR,
Oh, I love
he
this.
memorized the light pattern.
what? With this VCR? You
So
don't
he
have-
recorded some episodes and just
Right.
watched them over and over
Oh my
and
God.
kind of cracked the code. And so he got on the show, and I think on his first spin round he got a whammy, like it was maybe nerves or just like the timing, because I think you obviously have to. It's not like instantaneous.
Yeah, right.
But so then he proceeded to hit 45 consecutive spins without hitting a whammy. And his turn, the game lasted so long they had to air it over 2 separate days.
Outstanding.
And at this point, they
Nobody's
don't know
catching on.
that he is.
They don't know how. I imagine like some producer like in the box was just ripping his hair out and possibly like doing
It's
an
like
airplane
going to
kind of
Vegas
like,
and-
I think I picked the wrong day to quit sniffing glue.
Right, they're watching the.
Amazing.
Wow, unbelievable.
And so in the end, he won $110,000 in cash and prizes. Oh, and out of his 45 spins, like most of them were like the high dollar amounts with like bonus spins attached to them and stuff. And CBS did an investigation and basically concluded that memorizing the board did not constitute cheating, and he was allowed to keep his.
Hey, all
Winnings.
right.
Good
So-
for you, CBS. I agree with that.
I agree too.
After that, they reprogrammed the board to have 30 separate sequences, which is
Probably
Makes
a
good
call.
sense.
Was this? Have they ever made like a documentary about this?
yes. There's
Oh.
like 2 or 3 of them. I thought I said that.
Oh yeah, you probably did. I was-
There's multiples out there. I don't remember what they're called, but I know I watched one,
okay.
which I totally forgot.
Kind of like
until
I
we were-
forgot you telling me.
until we were talking about this. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wait, I did watch a show about this guy. I'm pretty sure as an unemployed ice cream truck driver, I believe he did blow through all the money fairly quickly and
Sure.
didn't benefit his life in the long term in any way.
Do you know how hard that must be? Like remember your 1984 5 VCR and like hitting pause and how fuzzy that would be when you hit like
Well,
pause?
I don't know if it was necessarily the pause. He just had to know like which sequence it went. This light, this light, this light, this light, this light,
God.
whammy.
This guy's a pro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So it was like a grid basically. And
Sure.
he just had to remember
The
when you
pattern.
see this light up, the next one's going to be $4,000.
Wow.
That's a
because that
great-
was my recollection too, is that the numbers and the dollar values didn't stay the same. So you had like
From show to show.
no, from the pattern was like you had 100 squares, right? And it would
I don't
and
know
it
the
would
number.
whatever, however many it was, but it would change. It would continuously flash, and so the top left one, for instance, might say $4,000, but then it flashes and says $100, and then it says $50, and then it's the whammy, and it always changes. Not that it's always the same $4,000 one.
Well, that's a whole new dimension that I did
Yeah.
not realize.
You know, I'm not going to doubt this. You're
Good-
a man.
good
you
job.
Know things.
Maybe that was after they reprogrammed it.
Michael Lar- that could be, yeah. But so yeah,
And
that's-
Conky's not putting anything in your brain.
No,
This is just au naturel.
unfortunately.
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's a really, really interesting bit of 80s pop
Yeah.
culture side history.
Yes,
I love that.
That's just so fun because you just have to. I just trying to imagine the chaos that was going on.
It's so 80s too. The ice cream, just everything about that story.
I love the idea of trying to game a game show, though. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a great like
Mhm.
scheme.
It is.
And I don't want to say laziness, but I'm sure nobody
Ah.
saw it coming, and they're just like, "Oh, we just program this thing and call it a day."
Just there's so much to love about it, right? There's a
Yeah.
guy who's unemployed sitting on his couch, and instead of deciding to like look in the wanted ads, he says, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to record this damn game show, and I'm going to figure out the pattern. I'm going to get on the game show, and I'm going to beat the shit out of it and win $100,000."
And I got a picture of it in my head. I'm sure it's wrong, but It's great.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's great.
That's cool.
That makes her like a great documentary movie.
Sure does.
Outstanding.
So there is very limited information on the song. I don't have a name to the song. I think it was composed by somebody named Lee Ringette. Lee worked for Score Productions, which was an American musical production company that specialized in background music and themes for television shows. So
makes sense.
Networks would just hire Score Productions or pay them for a song, and then basically somebody on their staff would, get the
Bust out the keyboard and
I'm sure they would. I'm sure everybody took a turn, submitted something, and then
spend a
picked one
couple
out.
months working on this song.
and then boom. No. So that's literally all I know. And I couldn't even I didn't even get any background on this person either, outside of the fact that they worked for Score Productions. So, I mean, they could have been, it could have been a sweatshop. They were locked in a building just cranking out music.
Write another one. What was his name? Ian
Lee
Vellini?
Lee Ringette.
Lee Ringette. Lee, give us another song. I gotta go home.
You can't. The doors are locked from the outside.
You want to end up like that unemployed ice cream truck driver?
I wish.
it's I'm trying to picture in my head. I picture what the host looks like. He looks very random 80s guy in my head, but I don't recall him being in any other game shows. I mean, I feel like there's like 4 game show hosts, and they all like.
A lot of them made the rounds.
Yeah.
Richard Dawson, Monty Hall.
Right.
I believe it was
Woolery.
Peter Tamarkin, and I believe this was his biggest gig.
Well, when we see that, you guys put some brain power into that, because I'm interested. I just feel like there's only
if we recognize him from anything else.
Yeah.
And Peter Tamarkin, if you're listening.
Yeah. Let us know.
Let us know.
Peter Tamarkin, if you're alive.
Tell us a little bit about
You're live.
Score Productions.
And you can find us
at Super 80s Podcast Friend at gmail.com. Should we listen to this thing? I'm guessing, game show theme songs usually about 15 to 30 seconds.
It might be a quick one, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, yeah, he's mainly known as the host of Press Your Luck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really all.
But that's enough. I mean, that's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough. So it had would you say 3-year run?
Yeah.
It's a hell of a good
700.
run,
He spent 700 days on set.
761.
They
might have done 2 a day or something.
Yeah.
But still, he got some miles.
Except for the ice cream man. Ice cream man, they
made everybody
Buckle
work.
up. Everyone's
Everybody work
sweating.
overtime.
Man, I'm picturing them like they're all hungry. Gotta
Exactly.
pee.
Yeah.
Ice cream man still going. Summertime's here, babe. You need something to keep you cool. All right, should we listen to the Score Productions legendary song, Press Your Luck?
Yeah, Press Your Luck intro.
No whammies. Big bucks you got.
So it starts with a little, we'll call it fanfare.
Yeah, montage, fanfare, yeah.
I'm assuming when we take a look at this, we're going to see.
It'll make more sense, right?
But we got a little, come on.
Yeah, so parts of the show, I'm guessing,
So
warm us up.
we're watching Channel 5 in 1984. This pops on, and before any music pops in,
Right.
we got some yapping.
Yep.
They got to get you excited. They got to lock you in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't turn on a soap opera or something.
One more whammy.
Yeah. Oh, the anime.
There
I
he
can
is.
picture the little
Yeah.
little Noid guys in
Yep.
a little Aston Martin or something.
Totally. Yeah.
Stop at a car. You did it, Gene.
Is this legit how the show started?
It
Apparently.
appears so, yeah.
This is Heathcliff-esque.
It's weird.
Stop at $4,000 on the stairs.
And
Stop. Oh.
they have a button, so I don't know why they all feel the need to yell stop when they
Stop,
press
right.
the button.
That's fantastic.
But
Yeah, I like
so
that.
Roddy spent a lot of his life with that sound
Yeah.
because he's got that sound on The Price is Right. Little foghorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the foghorn leghorn?
Foghorn
What
leghorn?
happened to him?
You don't hear much about him these days.
He retired.
Is he a chicken?
I believe he was a chicken. Yeah, a rooster.
Rooster.
Yeah.
I say.
He also had a pill problem.
Dave's yet to get a whammy. $5,000.
This is going on for a long time.
Jeepers creep.
Today, these
Oh, here
two
we-
players
There's Rod.
So the show gives you a solid 20 seconds of,
Of like previews, right?
and now we just heard Roddy, and
Yeah.
the guy at Score Productions was going like this on the low end of the keyboard.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like the beginning of Why Can't This Be Loved by Van Halen.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Van Hagar.
Yeah.
Oh, no, to know.
Yeah.
It's got what it takes. This is going to be like that.
I don't think so.
are after big bucks, but they'll have to avoid the whammy as they play the most exciting game of their life.
Okay, we got cool laser sounds.
Yeah.
Yep. This is Van Halen. Do you think Eddie Van Halen was kind of like how the bass player from ZZ Top worked at the Dallas Fort Worth airport to feel normal? You think Eddie Van Halen in 1980
Works for Score
needed a
Productions,
break
right?
from the world of being a rock star and
Yeah.
worked at Score Productions under
Because
the
DLR
83, what album would that have been around?
Diver Down
Okay.
right before.
You think he had,
Obviously,
84,
Think he
yeah.
had free time?
Maybe just needed. Maybe David Lee Roth was in
I mean, that's
French
understandable.
Guiana, and they had a little break time, and he headed over to Score and gave a fake name.
Well, because David Lee Roth wasn't going to have that keyboard. He didn't want that keyboard. They had to fight him for how many albums,
This
right?
was Eddie's opportunity to play some
Exactly.
keys.
Yeah. I think we figured it out here.
Yeah. And this is a precursor to Why Can't This Be Love?
Correct.
Live from Television City in Hollywood.
Oh, we got.
What
It sounds
was
like
that?
a slot machine sound going in the
Yeah.
background.
There's a lot of shit going, and then the bass in the background just did a little Motown vibe. It's just the Wrecking Crew.
There's a lot of slot machine-esque things happening. The whole yelling and
Yeah.
bopping and
It's like we're in Vegas.
correct. Ice Cream Man game in the slots here.
You guys play the slots?
I've played a couple slots. in my
I mean,
life.
I have. It didn't do much for me.
No.
Entertainment or financial.
Engineer Pete and I probably played the slots together. We just got the free Coors Light, and
But we never got. We weren't even playing big enough to get the free Coors Light.
we were on the
just like,
nickel slots.
we were in Vegas for the first time. Like, can we get a free beer? Because we're playing slots. We're like, no. Spend some money, you cheap asses. Go back to Wisconsin.
But you told me it was free booze.
You know, because I haven't spent a lot of time in casinos, but it sounds like you're in a casino. There's some weird noise in the background.
Yeah.
The people screaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird
People
party.
yelling, stop.
Stop.
Hollywood. It's time to press your luck.
I love that. I just love that keyboard. The dun, 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 dun.
Reminds
Bob.
me of something.
I know. I was thinking
I
that
can't
too.
put my finger on. Besides the Van Halen and Wrecking Crew references. Crowd seems legit pumped up.
Yeah.
I think this was a big time game
Are we
show.
at the Hollywood Bowl?
Yeah, this is a big game. Like people were pumped up. I mean, that beginning, they're into it.
They are.
And I think it's the song. Song was doing it for
Well,
him.
you get Eddie Van Halen writing your game show theme. It's
exactly.
True.
It's gonna
and
do it
Rod
for him.
Roddy. Rod Roddy, I think, must have got a lot of chicks.
You know, it's interesting. His voice is.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's laying some pipe.
Oh, absolutely.
Good for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now what? Because you've seen him, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was second to Bob Barker, of course, but like,
But he was handy with the ladies.
absolutely.
Oh, good for him.
Mm-hmm. He had
There's
a
a-
voice like a songbird.
It's like 700 kids around the U.S. who just happen to look like Rod Roddy.
Thing is, nobody knows what Rod Roddy
And they all
looks
talk like him. You got it. That's the thing. As an announcer, his voice isn't. It's not your typical like baritone. Like, hey, welcome.
Correct.
You got kind of this going
Right. That's what I like about him. Yeah.
down home.
It's a little Muppet-esque.
He's got a bit of a Muppet vibe.
Yeah.
We're crossing a lot of.
And a name like Roddy. Like.
And those sequin jackets.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Those had to pull in the... He probably got dates because ladies were like, I have that same jacket.
So we've come full circle here with ZZ Top.
Exactly.
Roddy could have been in ZZ Top. Absolutely.
You pulling up a picture of the Rod Man there, Engineer
no.
Pete? No. Give me some... Let's hear a little more of the...
And now here's your host, the star of Pressure.
His voice is kind of weird.
It is very weird.
He's Kermit the Frog.
He is, yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Muppet Show. On his resume, inspiration, Kermit the Frog.
Jim Henson, yeah. And he was always like overly happy, as I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Well, according to you, it's because he was getting laid every 10 minutes. Well, you'd be happy too.
The guy worked from like 9 a.m. to noon every day and just had ladies for the rest of the afternoon.
It's like a harem. They're sitting around drinking Bartles and Jaymes wine coolers.
Exactly.
You guys remember New York Seltzer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I used to love that stuff.
Yeah. He would mix that with vodka.
No, I didn't do that.
No, Roddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was that like styrofoam.
Yeah, that was so fun to pick at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
welcome to the podcast,
if
New York Seltzer.
New York Seltzer, if you want to sponsor us, we'd love that.
Bartles and Jaymes? Well, I'll open a Bartles and Jaymes.
All our sponsors are defunct brands that don't exist.
Hey, everybody, it's time to press your luck.
Seagram's golden wine cooler.
Okay, let's get back on track here.
Peter Tamarkin.
Peter Tamarkin.
I can't with his voice. Peter, that's it for the song, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think so.
My thanks to the one and only Roddy, and welcome to Press Your Luck.
Yeah, that's the end of the song.
Pretty much it, right? Is that it?
What else would there be?
Peter Tamarkin, let's try to guess what he looks like.
Well,
are you picturing like a Chuck Woolery?
No. I
Okay,
mean, I
'cause
have
that's
in my
what I'm
mind,
picturing.
I pretty much know what he looks like. I mean, I'm
me through
picturing
it.
a guy who's about 5'9", 5'10". He's got like brown hair, and he's got the 80s haircut that goes over the ears. It's like a nice comb job, like, and it like goes over the ears a little bit, like ruffled back.
Feathered?
On the feathered look, the 80s feathered look. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. What age are you guessing here?
Oh, like 40, like 45.
Okay, so mid-40s,
Yeah.
feathered hair. What color?
Like brown. He's got like brown hair.
I like this because you got to. What do you picture him wearing?
He's wearing like a tan suit.
Okay,
Yeah, like a tan suit.
any stubble?
No, clean shaven,
Clean shaven.
shaven, and he's got a look. Not really any sideburns. I mean, he's clean shaven dude, and he might even be shorter than that. I picture him being a shorter guy. Like,
what about body type?
he's
Svelte?
he's a slender fellow.
Slender.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a slender fellow.
I love it.
I mean, if you were an eyewitness in a robbery, that suspect would get caught pretty quickly.
Steel trap for a memory.
Nice, man. That's impressive stuff.
I have no idea.
if we had a courtroom sketch artist here, we'd have a damn portrait of this guy done.
Dang
What's his
right.
name? Peter Tamarkin?
Tamarkin?
Peter Tamarkin. Yeah,
That's one of my closer ones, actually.
It is.
actually
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Let's take a look. I am really intrigued because, I think every episode of shows we've seen, one of us has a pretty good recollection.
Yeah.
And in this case, you do. I watched the show probably 30 times.
Yeah.
I've got nothing.
No,
But I think it's going to come back.
as it usually does, right?
Yeah. Okay. So just to walk you through this, listeners, I see the board. I totally remember the board.
Yeah.
But here's what's funny. When Pete was talking about the board, it looked nothing like this. This is much more high tech than I was expecting.
Oh, really?
What is so like? If
Were you
let-
expecting like a Wheel of Fortune, like where you had to flip it, or like?
just like light bulbs?
Yeah.
What's like if you land on the sailboat? What does that mean? You win a sailboat if you get the question right.
Possibly.
Yeah, you
I
get
don't
a sailboat.
know. There's
But I think just like Wheel of Fortune, I think you have to win the game in order to get the
Yes.
prize.
Yes.
Right?
Not
bullshit.
everybody gets to take everything home.
And the whammy is like bankrupt in Wheel of Fortune. Right? So you lose the whole shit.
No whammies. Big bucks you got.
So in the intro, we've got the screen with all the stuff, and then
Yep.
they're like superimposed on that is.
So she just
Previous
landed on
episodes.
big bucks. What does that mean, I wonder? Like
That's a great question.
undescript dollar amount.
Yeah.
$1,000.
A bit of a Marky Post vibe on that.
Yeah,
gal.
yeah, I agree with that.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That haircut is insane.
That's a lion's mane.
Absolutely, holy moly!
She's got a little Heather Locklear in her, too.
I agree with that. Like she's got, like her hair must weigh 50 pounds.
Easily. And she looks like later in life she might be sort of a mean mom.
I agree with that. I
Who,
totally
like,
agree
you
with
go
that.
to the house, you're like, ooh, their mom's kind of mean.
Who probably drinks and smokes too much, like later in life.
Yeah. Crushing some marb lights. And
Hey, now you see
Cardboard little man.
My cardboard.
So my ghoulie thing actually wasn't totally off.
No, right. I agree with that. That was pretty good.
My Noid thing was off.
I actually think it's closer to the Noid than your Ghoulie.
Wasn't the Noid skinny?
And doesn't he have little ear things?
He had ear things, but so what? He's red. Color scheme was right.
All right. Oh,
That's
there
great.
it is.
Yeah. See, there he is.
So they show the little,
skating
so the
across.
animations. This is like Who Framed Roger Rabbit quality.
I believe it was some of the first computer animation used on television.
That's fantastic.
Love it.
Stop it.
Whoa. There's a woman
lady.
dressed as Captain Kangaroo?
Yeah, she, oh, older lady.
Yeah.
Looks like she won a car right there.
She looks excited.
You did it, Gene.
You know who she actually did look like is what is it? Mama Tortelli or whatever.
Yeah, from Goonies. That's a great call.
Yeah, she did look like that.
She was also in Throw Mama from the Train.
Indeed, she was. Yeah, she was the mama.
She was the mama.
Yeah.
Stop it. $4,000 down the stairs.
Oh, now we finally get, there's the old guy from Home Alone.
Like 20 years earlier. Yeah.
Up. Stop. Oh.
All right, so now, this intro is ridiculous, by the way.
And it lasts forever.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
You're right, Noid wasn't the worst reference. The Noid guy's pushing a pink lawnmower.
Yep. With a
So
cape.
he's always causing trouble.
He's got a cape.
He's got a cape.
Yeah.
Super Noid. Ghoulie.
Dave's yet to get a whammy. $5,000.
Okay, here we go.
These three players.
So I I agree with you. I pictured a board. This is just like the outline, right? It's just like the outline of a square. The board. I really thought it was
A full grid.
a full grid. Yeah. So it's not that many squares to memorize for the ice cream man.
Are after big bucks, but they'll have to avoid the whammy as they play the most exciting game of their lives.
Whoa.
The most exciting game of their
It's
lives.
a bold statement,
It is,
Rod.
Rod. Wowza.
That's what Rod says to the ladies.
Yeah, it is. The most exciting ride of your life coming this afternoon.
Partying with Roddy.
From Television City in Hollywood, it's time to press.
I love when I know we're supposed to be talking about the what we're seeing, but I love when that bass kicks in.
Yeah.
Michael Anthony showing up with his Jack Daniels bass.
What the hell are we doing here, Ed? What the hell are we doing here?
Don't worry, we're going to Roddy's after. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
The Press Your Luck logo is very 70s.
I totally agree with that. The whole set looks 70s.
Very
doesn't it?
solid gold.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it looks like just disco kind of.
Did solid gold run into the 80s?
Yes.
Oh, is that going to be?
I don't know if it's on our list, but it should be. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that ran into the 80s.
Conky, please add solid gold to the list. Thanks, buddy.
Your luck.
That's your luck. Whoa, that's real psychedelic in the background. Everything's so brown and tan. This is 1978.
Yeah, it is totally 1978. And I feel like the people, I feel like particularly the fashion from 78 to 83, no different. Like it was the same fluidly throughout that whole time.
It looks like my Uncle Ken's basement.
Yeah. Right?
Solid gold is in Conky's database.
Yes.
Nice.
Excellent.
Now hold on, I had totally forgotten about this. You see how the contestants part where they're sitting spins? So they do part of the game, the trivia part, they're doing facing one way, and then it spins and they face the board.
Their chairs spin?
Yeah. The whole look at it. It shows you right in the intro.
It's like a small bleacher section.
Here's your host.
See it? It's spinning right there. Now their backs are facing the press your luck part.
Oh, there's your homie.
What do you
All right.
think?
I got to get a better look at him.
Brown hair.
First thought I had was Mr. Bean.
My thanks to the one and only Rod.
Oh.
Brown hair. Brown suit.
I have no recollection of this man. Nice description, Ryan.
Yeah.
That was,
It's a very 80s looking suit.
yeah. Tubbs could wear it. Crockett could wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can see some of his ears, so they're not totally.
Yeah, it's more clean shaven than that. Yeah.
He reminds me. Nothing.
He just looks like a game show host, doesn't he? He looks
the only job he could ever have.
But he is a short-statured man. He looks like Paul Simon,
He's got a little
size.
Paul Simon vibe going for him.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Mama to pajama rolled up the door and she ran to the police station.
Yep.
Roddy, and welcome to Press Your Luck, the most competitive game in television. And now let's...
Most competitive.
The most
Put
competitive.
that in your pipe and smoke it.
Exactly. I like that one.
Yeah, he's
Never seen Family Double
well.
Dare, has he?
These guys, I think all the game show hosts in the 80s were in a fight club.
Totally.
So they'd talk a little trash and then they'd beat the piss out of each other.
Who do you think would win in that?
Oh man, probably Woolery.
I'm thinking Woolery. Although I feel like even though he was really skinny, I think Bob Barker.
Monty Hall from Let's Make a Deal. Richard Dawson from Family Feud.
Dawson would clear house.
Yeah, he's gonna clean house.
Who was the guy that had from the match game? They had the really long microphone. You remember that one?
Yeah,
Remember that? It was like a sword.
yeah.
You
Dawson's kicking everybody's ass.
Absolutely. Dawson had a long mic too for a while.
That's what
Yeah.
she said.
Nice one.
Let's meet the three players who are going to be pressing their luck today, starting with our returning champion, Tony. How are you, Tony? Fine. Well, I keep...
Come on. All right, there we go. Come on, baby. Wow.
Tony.
Well, that was something.
I feel like I've been through the ringer, like emotionally, and just it's just a lot to watch that and listen to it twice.
According to a website called FamousHeights.net,
Sounds legit right off the bat.
Peter Tamarkin was 5 feet 8 inches.
I'm telling you.
So yeah,
Jeez.
I mean, you were.
I got a pretty damn good eye.
That's
He's like a buff Paul Simon.
Paul Simon's like 5'4". Paul
Yeah,
Simon's
seriously?
he's maybe
he's a
not
little-
that short. He's quite short.
Yeah.
He's
I
like
mean, I knew
he's
he
probably
was
like
tall, but-
5'6", 5'7".
Yeah.
He's short
dang.
for a fella at least.
Yeah. Well, it's time to vote, team. We have listened to the Press Your Luck theme song twice. It's either going to get and I'll be back, or you're in big trouble, mister. It just takes two for it to go either way. And it'll end up on our wall of fame or our wall of shame. And that's the way we do business here on the Super 80s podcast, friend. Who should start today? I got no skin in the game with this one.
I feel like it's 3 toss-ups here. So
I don't know where anybody's going.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, actually, because I feel like
Yeah.
normally we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first
Okay.
then if nobody else. I liked it. I think it was a good song for a game show. There wasn't a whole lot to it. I guess that could be a complaint, but like you said, it's going to be 30 seconds, so it's exciting. Amps up the crowd with Roddy.
You might be changing my vote as you speak.
So I give it an I'll be back.
Let's go to Ryan, because I kind of just showed my wavering.
I'm giving it a thumbs down.
Okay.
The intro part annoyed the hell out of me. It was too long with the showing the It took too long to get to the actual song.
Yeah.
So that's my
A lot of
Big
foreplay.
trouble, mister.
Oh,
too much foreplay.
Too much foreplay.
fair enough. Yeah.
I liked the Van Halen component, and then it stopped. I don't. No, I don't think I like it. Thumbs down.
Okay. No problem.
I was initially a thumbs down. Then Pete, when he was talking, almost made me change my mind. But no, give it a Michelle.
You're in big trouble, mister.
Well, majority rules.
Yeah.
Press Your Luck is officially on the Super 80s podcast Wall of Shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way the
Sorry,
cookie
Rod.
crumbles.
Suck it. Press your luck.
Nice. That's great. I feel like Ryan deserves some sort of gold star for his Press Your Luck knowledge and his ability
ridiculous.
to describe Peter Tarkanian today. That was anonymous statistician asked that we bring back end of show questions.
Oh yeah.
Anybody got? I've got one. We don't have to have 3. We could just have 1. But does anybody
Yeah.
have a question?
No, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I mean, it is harder with a game show, but
And it can be about anything, right? All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to name 3 shows that we have reviewed, watched, talked about. We're going to call this game Pick 2. And you got to pick. So 2 of them are going to stay and still be around. One of them gets deleted from the permanent record of TV history.
All right.
All right. Hold on, I got to look at our spreadsheet of shows we've watched really quickly.
like one of the shows is just not going to exist anymore.
You won't be able to find it. Yeah. So it's not going to be deleted from your brain. But
Huh.
all right, here we go.
Weird premise. Got a lot of questions.
Don't overthink it. All right, here we go. Pick 3. One of these shows gets
All right.
deleted. Three's Company,
Mm-hmm.
Saved by the Bell,
Mm-hmm.
Punky Brewster.
Punky's getting the axe for me.
Saved by the Bell. A hot take there, I know.
I like it. I like it. Punky for me as well.
Yeah.
All right, and that was called. What did I call it?
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Ain't bad. I was calling the game Pick 2, but I guess we're actually only picking 1. But we'll call it Pick 2 or 1. But
3 picks, 1 booger.
so there's my question of the day.
It was a good one.
That was really
It was a good
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty good.
Anybody else have one?
No.
Sure. If you could be on any game show, what game show would you be on?
Man.
Doesn't have to be 80s.
There was a Beat the Geek, or no, what was it? There was a show on MTV. It was like where they would have like someone who was supposedly an expert in a topic, like music, and then the contestants would do a trivia. The expert would get like harder questions than the
Yeah.
regular person.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't remember what that game was called.
I thought it was called Beat the Geek, but
It
I
might
could be
be.
totally wrong on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought I might be able to beat the Music Geek, maybe.
Like it. So Pete's going to be on Beat the Geek.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and look that up right now and verify that.
There's 2 like probably my favorite game show of all time is Remote Control. Do you remember that one
Of
from
course. Sing along with Colin.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So that
Ken Ober.
Yeah, nice work. Yeah.
Love that show. Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yeah, that probably would be mine. The other one was remember what was Ben Stein show? Do you remember that was on Comedy
Win
Central?
Ben Stein's
yeah.
money.
Yeah, Win Ben Stein.
Yep.
I always liked that one. I thought that one was fun. I'd probably do that one too.
Ryan and I lived together for 2 years.
Yeah.
I love Jeopardy.
Jeopardy, right?
Jeopardy is. Yes.
I don't, having watched it for years, I don't think I would do super well.
Yeah.
But I think it would be fun to try.
Yeah.
So just because I love watching it, I
Yeah.
think it'd be fun to be in. But I think, it's kind of cliche, but Price is Right is so cool because there's so much different shit. Like
Correct.
it makes it so unique. Because
Right.
there's a ton of different games. Every day it's not the same games.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's something really cool about, like, you could have that Swiss yodeling game.
Yeah.
There's so much. It's a constant change of
Yep.
things happening. So I think that'd be fun too.
That's true.
That is very true. It was called Beat the Geeks, and it was on Comedy Central, so I was wrong.
okay.
But
Cool.
reconsidering, You mentioned some much better games.
And kind of to go back 20 years ago to the early 2000s, you guys remember the Game Show Network?
Network?
Yeah, there was a channel on cable. There's a cable.
It wasn't a game show called Network.
No,
it was a TV channel.
The Game Show Network.
The Game Show.
Oh, the Game Show Network. Yeah.
Yes.
And it showed like 70s and 80s game shows.
Yes.
And I loved anything with Richard Dawson. He seemed like a fun guy.
Absolutely.
I wanted to drink whiskey and smoke cigarettes with Richard Dawson.
Yeah, you bet.
So early Family Feud with Dawson would be
Right.
fun just because he was so freaking funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great question. I like that one. All right, guys. Hey, we're in our sweet spot. 50 minutes. Episode 41, Press Your Luck. It's good to have a game show. It's been a long time. That was fun and fun to reminisce. And everybody, make sure you send Ryan a gold star. That was that was impressive. You know, Pete's conky knowledge is always impressive.
Yes.
But your ability to pull some of that stuff out of the deep corners of your brain.
I have
Amazing.
amazing useless knowledge.
It's fantastic. Really cool. All right. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in to the Super 80s Podcast, friend. Until next week, I'm John.
Right.
And I'm Peter.
And you are listening to the Super 80s Podcast, friend, where the towels are hers and Roddy's.
Yeah.
It's the